Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeffrey Casello. I'm the Associate Vice President for Graduate Studies and Postdoctoral Affairs here at the University of Waterloo. And greetings today from the City of Waterloo, Ontario. I have the privilege to oversee the office that leads all aspects of graduate students' academics and their experiences at the campus and at the University of Waterloo. It's my absolute privilege and honor to welcome you today to our first ever virtual celebration for our doctoral graduates from the university from all 6 faculties. We have an exceptional program today. We have a number of honored guests from the university, including our president and vice chancellor, who I will have the opportunity to introduce in just a moment. We also have our vice president, academic and provost, who I will also have the opportunity to introduce to you in just a couple of minutes. We're also joined today by our Associate Deans, Graduate Studies, who within the 6 faculties at the university are those who are responsible for the administration and again for your student experiences. And our Associate Dean colleagues will have the opportunity to recognize all of your accomplishments by reading your names as we celebrate your doctoral accomplishments today. We'll also hear from Harrison Oakes. Harrison Oakes is our Governor General Gold Medal Award winner representing the University of Waterloo. I also, of course, want to recognize all of our graduates. Let me be the first to say today amongst everyone, congratulations. Thank you for choosing Waterloo. Thank you for coming to us and sharing your wisdom, your knowledge, your energy, your passion, your willingness to learn. And thank you for all that you've accomplished and will accomplish as we go forward. We also know that all of our students, but particularly our doctoral students, don't get to where they are today without the support of an incredible community. So I also want to welcome all of those who supported our doctoral candidates, not just through their doctoral program, but throughout their academic lives. The loved ones that you have shared this time with, shared your academics with, they are incredibly important, and we couldn't be happier to have them here with us today. I also want to recognize that your supervisors are with you today. I understand that relationship and how strong it can be for students and their supervisors as they explore uncharted academic territories. And bringing all of this together and celebrating this day, we couldn't be happier to be with you and to be celebrating all of your accomplishments. Let me share with you just a bit of logistics before we move into our formal program. We had almost 800 people register for this event. We couldn't be happier to have that kind of turnout to celebrate our most prestigious doctoral graduates. Throughout the day today, you will see our speaker, you will see those who have slides. There will also be several videos, 2 videos today that are intended to celebrate not only our graduates, but the communities that supported them throughout their process. This event is being recorded and will be available for you to revisit and certainly to share with others in the next few weeks. So thank you again for joining us today. Congratulations, graduates. And now let us move into our formal program. My first honor is to introduce our President and Vice Chancellor, Feridun Hundelapper. Feridun?
Thank you very much, Jeff, and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this special, very special convocation. But whether we do this ceremony in person or remotely, as we're doing now, it is very important to acknowledge and pay respects to the elders, past and present, of the neutral Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee peoples. The University of Waterloo sits on the Haldimand Tract on their traditional territory. This is the land that's promised to the 6 Nations peoples on each side of the Grand River. Graduates, this is a very special day. And normally at our regular convocation ceremony, as I'm walking down together with the convocation procession, I will be looking at you. I would be observing the tremendous excitement and pride in your eyes and understand that immense sense of accomplishment. Even though I can't look into your eyes at this moment, I can imagine how wonderful it is to have this feeling. At the same time, as you are being hooded, I will observe the same excitement and pride in the eyes of your supervisors. And my congratulations to them as well. This is a very rare relationship that you establish with your supervisor. For some of them, it is a lifelong relationship, friendship, professional engagement. You have done something that is extraordinary, something that you didn't have to, but you wanted to do it. It was in your blood, it was in your heart, and you spent days, months, years, year after year, sleepless nights. You were wondering whether it was ever going to work, whether you were going to come up with what you needed. And here you are today. I can't tell you what a great, great sense of feeling it is. This is the day that you will start becoming your own independent thought generator. You will be an independent researcher and do some marvelous things. As we're benefiting from your great accomplishment and what you have discovered in your doctoral work, and we have a very, very special evidence of it that Harrison Oakes has been rewarded with the Governor General's Gold Medal. And congratulations to you as well, Harrison. Many of you, again, came up with things that nobody has done before. This is the biggest part of your accomplishment, that your work is original and the whole world is benefiting from it. This year started as a very difficult year. First, the Ukrainian air tragedy that we lost some of our students who were dreaming to be where you are today. And as we were trying to cope with this immense pain, and then we got hit with COVID-19. These things happen. As much as we try to cope with it, we're dealing with it, we were moving forward. We cannot predict exactly what the future will put in front of us. But one thing that I am immensely and absolutely sure, that whatever it will be, we will be ready for it because of you, because what you've been doing and what you will be doing from here on. That is the most important thing, that your sleepless nights, your families, your loved ones' sacrifices for years, year after year is paying off because you're making this world a better world. I'm immensely proud of you. My congratulations to all of you, and I hope I will get a chance to one day physically shake your hands and say that thank you so much for what you've done. Congratulations, graduates. I'll turn it back to Jeff. Jeff, over to you.
Thank you so much, Jared, and for those exceptional words. I share your sentiments of reflection of the difficulties that this year has presented, but certainly I share the passion and the optimism that we all feel because of the strength of our graduating class, particularly our doctoral candidates. So thank you for those remarks. It's now my pleasure to introduce the Vice President, Academic and Provost, Dr. James Rush. Jim?
Thanks, Jeff. Once again, on behalf of the university, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our newest doctoral graduates, the academic supervisors, family, friends, and special guests of University of Waterloo's first ever virtual doctoral celebration. Today does mark the culmination of years of hard work, of passion and commitment. Graduates, please know that you have achieved something very special today. Your research has made a significant original contribution to knowledge, and you have graduated from an exceptional university. It's been a demanding journey, no doubt, but believe me, it has been worth the effort. And although we cannot be in person to celebrate with you, it does not diminish in any way your immense accomplishments. I happen to know this for a fact because in a different era and for different reasons, at a time long before this type of technology existed, I was not able to attend my own PhD convocation in person. During the 5 years of my PhD studies, I happened also to get married, and my wife and I had 2 children, and we were already relocated by the time of my convocation in order for me to do my postdoctoral studies and for my wife's job. That made it not possible to attend the convocation for a number of reasons: geography, finances, family needs, and a number of other things. Though this did not take one bit of what I had accomplished in my doctoral studies away, it did mean at that time that there was no opportunity for me to participate in a formal and collective recognition of those accomplishments with others. This event today makes that recognition possible for you in this era and under these circumstances, and that is why it's so important for all of us today. So we're so glad to have everyone here together. Supervisors, family, and friends, the support you've offered your graduate during their academic journey has been integral to their success. At times, I'm certain it has been challenging for everyone. Congratulations on reaching this finish line together. You know, having been a PhD supervisor myself, I can attest, as the president did, to the complex fabric of the supervisor-doctoral student relationship. With very distinct but synergistic roles, including elements of mentorship flowing both ways sometimes, acute problem solving, thought partnership, shared dedication and responsibility, creation of the conditions to thrive, and often friendship. The proudest moments, the greatest accomplishments of many supervisors are to have contributed in small and big ways to the continuity and perpetuation of the spirit of discovery and innovation, especially through their commitment to the development of human capacity at this highest of all levels, doctoral studies. This certainly has given me some of my most fulfilling experiences as a scholar, and I know that this is true for the supervisors present in this ceremony as well, so thank you. At this particular time in history, we are living through a life-changing pandemic and other worldwide events that will leave a mark on all of us. But I believe that your University of Waterloo education has prepared you to be lifelong learners and leaders, ready and willing to embrace change, no matter the disruptive forces that you have already faced, face now, and will face in the future. As University of Waterloo alumni, I encourage you to use your gifts, your skills learned here at Waterloo, and your connections to make your communities, this country, and our world a better place, especially for those less fortunate. I hope you continue to benefit from being a unique and important member of the University of Waterloo community. And the university staff, your faculty supervisors, and I, and all of the rest of us at the university are proud of you. We want to keep in touch and will support you in any way we can as you embark on the next chapter of your lives. So, doctoral class of spring 2020, we recognize that this is not the celebration that you might have envisioned when you started your studies a few years ago, and it's not the ceremony that we intended to produce even just a few short weeks ago. But this extraordinary event reflects our intention to celebrate you, this new generation of University of Waterloo doctoral graduates. Today, we celebrate your talents and accomplishments and the dedication of time and effort that got you here, and we also celebrate the better technologies, the better societies, and the better organizations that you will create for the world because of the trajectory that you are on as University of Waterloo doctoral graduates. Please accept my heartfelt congratulations and my wish for all the very best as you shape the world through your actions and continue to be University of Waterloo ambassadors. Thank you very much, and it's my pleasure to be here. Back to you, Jeff.
Jim, thank you so much for those inspirational words. And let me just share with the community who's joining us, when we learned that our convocations wouldn't be possible in person, I went immediately to the president and to the provost and to all of my colleagues and asked, would we be able to do something special for the doctoral community, given the commitment and the energies that they've put into their work and their efforts at the university? And the response was immediately positive. So allow me to thank my colleagues for having been willing to engage today and for their inspirational messages. And if I can, let me pick up on one message that Jim shared with us about the support in the community. As we began to plan this event, my colleague and others, we reached out to those graduates and to their supervisors and asked them to share both evidence of their work together, but also of the communities that supported them throughout their journey. And this first video that we're about to share with you is, I think, evidence of the remarkable relationships that are formed, the communities that are built, and the supports that you're receiving. So allow me now to share with you our first video of two today that celebrates not only our PhD graduates, but their communities. I hope that all of you enjoyed that as much as I did. That certainly demonstrates, I think, the enormous capacity of our students, the diversity of our communities, and not just the diversities in terms of the ethnicities and cultural backgrounds, but in the places in which we do our research. I think we could see the global impact of Waterloo's doctoral research as we watched that video. So I hope, like I did, you feel the inspiration and the energy and the positive community that this university and our doctoral candidates benefit from, and we certainly benefit from. I found it very inspirational. And speaking of inspiration, it's really now our pleasure to turn this over to the Associate Dean's Graduate Studies, who will be reading the names of our graduates. And we'll start in the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences with my colleague and friend, Dr. Rona Hanning. Rona?
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Well, it is certainly my pleasure to celebrate the doctoral graduates from the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences. This is a time to celebrate your hard work, your achievements, and the many contributions you have made in your respective fields. Certainly a pleasure that we're able to celebrate together today, even if it's not in the format that we had hoped for. What I will be doing over the next while is to read the names of the new Doctors of Philosophy from the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences. On the screen, you will also see the names of, or the titles rather, of the theses, and I'll leave those for the audience and for your guests to enjoy. So once again, well done, graduates. So I would first like to recognize Danielle, Rosalind, and Andrew, Christopher George Bonnet, Ed Cambridge, Alan Cudlip, Kayla Michelle Fuster, Wudong Guo. Shara Hosseini, Miriam Irana Parast, Margaret McNeil, Hung Nguyen, Richard Norman, Michael Ona, Taryn Sendek, Deanna White, Susan Yates, and Jibin Yu. So congratulations once again to the doctoral graduates from the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences. It's now my pleasure to turn the podium over to Liz Nielsen, who's the Associate Dean of Graduate Studies for the Faculty of Arts.
Thank you. So convocation is an important and momentous time for all students who obtain their degrees, but especially so for those obtaining the PhD, the highest degree the university offers. Your PhD reflects a significant contribution to your field. I've read the impressive words your external reviewers have written about your dissertation research. You've challenged existing theories, provided new insights, addressed complicated issues. To do this isn't easy. It's required much perseverance on your part. You made a commitment to this goal years ago when you started on this path and had to balance this work with many other aspects of your life in a way that probably seemed impossible at times. And now you've achieved it. Well done. The Faculty of Arts is incredibly proud of your dedication towards this accomplishment. On behalf of everyone in arts who has supported you in your journey, your supervisors, committee members, faculty and staff, I wish you sincere congratulations. So now, as you embark on the next chapter of your life, I have full confidence you will use the knowledge and skills acquired in your PhD in important and diverse ways. Continue to advance your field, identify and challenge injustices, be involved in finding solutions to complex problems, and importantly, share your knowledge with others. You have much to offer. And now let's recognize each of you. The individuals obtaining a PhD in the Faculty of Arts are Andreas Ancila Vasquez, Dana Bernier, Allison Chenier, Brenda Chang, Jasmine Dean, Judy Ehrentraut, Brittany Etmansky, Christina Gadzala, Mario Herstein, Yishan Huang, Yingru Huang, Catherine Yuri Kim, Catherine Clausen, Jane Klinger, Jason Lajoie, Michael Lawrence, Ian McDonald, Melissa Mead, Evelyn Morton, Harrison Oakes, Manjit Pabla, Yajrao Pan, Roland Robinson, Frederick Schling, Andrea Stapleton, David Thiessen, Renfang Tian, Seaton Timoney, Scott Wall, Edward Young. And now, congratulations everybody. And now I'll turn things over to my colleague, the Associate Dean of Grad Studies for the Faculty of Engineering, Dr. Siva Sivothaman.
Thank you, Liz. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Siva Sivothaman, and I'm the Associate Dean of Graduate Studies in the Faculty of Engineering. It gives me enormous pleasure to share the excitement of your graduation and to celebrate your convocation. Your dedication, hard work, determination, and innovative spirit have all paid off and brought you to where you are today. On behalf of the Faculty of Engineering, let me congratulate you on your achievement and success, which you can be very proud of. Thank you for making us extremely proud of you, and we are looking forward to seeing you making more and more impactful contributions to the field of engineering and to humanity. Let me offer my best wishes to you for the next stage in your career and for every success in your life. Now, I have the pleasure to read the names of all 104 doctoral graduates from the Faculty of Engineering. Ahmed Abdel Razek, Irfan Abedian Amiri, Yazer Abogasimi Dagahani, Luqman Ahmed Shah, Mohammed Ahmed, Mohammed Alam, Maged Al-Hibi, Khalid Al-Dubaiki, Raid Al-Harbi, Omar Al-Hussein, Wael Al-Rashid, Hossam Eldin Amir, Mohsen Assad, Ahmed Asghar, Ibrahim Ben Daya, Justin Bragg, Ivan Calero, Zachary Keno, Chen Chen, Silu Chen, Alexander Chlowinski, Audrey Chang, Roya Cody, Jason Deglint, Sefer Egbali, Ekin Ire, Farouk Erkmen, Andrew Finkel, Nathan Griskevich, Ehsan Hagi, Shahid Haider, Elnaz Ghalakhu, Gil Cholhan, Mohammad Irfan, Maud Jorha, Syed Mohammed Hassan Kapar Warfad, Ian Kennedy, Devinder Kumar, Jawad Lesan, Boyu Lee, Lin Lee, Queen Lee, Hao Liao, Donghui Liu, Terence Ma, Subhajit Maji, Bahare Mazbanrad, Eskadil Melsi, Syed Mirhan Mardi, Milad Moshrafi, Hessam Mauza, Amir Maula, Alireza Naini, Vanis Nafo, Sayedata Nahidi, Alex Navarrete Gonzalez, Rajdip Nayak, Saeed Nejati, Tu Nguyen, Huayu New, Khalid Noah, Siliola Oganjaja, Ibrahim Ogansania, Khab Omar, Jean-Luc Orgiazi, Shaoji O, Eli Papangelakis, Moon Park, Sango Park, Parza Paurali, Paresh Prakash, Yanjan Kian, Govinda Krishnan Radha Krishnan, Said Damina Rafin Shishawan, Umair Rahman, Endrina Rivas, Radhavendra Rohit, Florine Ceslino, Muslim Sadeghi Gauhari, Farid Sumara, Alison Scott, Mohammed Shahab, Hamid Sharaki, Kashif Sheikh, Penzian Z, Nigar Sultana, Monsef Tahir, Sina Talebi Mogadam, Jun Tirupataya Vasantam, Shengling Wang, Pan Zhu, Shi Yang, Song Yang, Zi Yang, Amir Yazdanmer, Amin Yazdavar, Mehmet Yilmaz, Nosefa Zanji, Mingyu Zhang, Yubiao Zhang, Zidong Zhang, Zhao Zhang, and Yang Zhao. Let me once again congratulate all the doctoral graduates, and now I have the pleasure to invite Professor Peter Dedman from the Faculty of Environment.
Okay, thank you very much, Siva. And thank you all for joining us this afternoon at this virtual ceremony. Convocation is one of my favorite times of the year. I enjoy it because it gives us all a chance to get together and congratulate you on your achievement and wish you well as you head off into the world. And on behalf of everyone in the Faculty of Environment community, I'd like to congratulate you on the completion of your doctoral degree today. This accomplishment represents a culmination of years of hard work and dedication to your field of study. We're all very proud of your accomplishment. I am pleased that we're able to get together virtually today to recognize each and every one of you. And I hope that we'll get a chance to see you together at some future live event, perhaps a future convocation or an alumni event. But until we meet again, I want to wish you well as you move on to the next chapter of your lives. And so it is my pleasure to announce the names of those who are receiving their doctorate in the Faculty of Environment today. Annetta Bieniada, Samantha Biglieri, Edis Glojek, Yu Huang, Barakat Isaac, Thomas Caro, Lindsay Matthews, Elizabeth Ochola, Nicholas Revington, Andrea Rishworth, Roxanne Springer, Sajida Sultana, Natasha Tang Kai, Beth Timmers, Kokolan Vivekananthan, and Shuping Zhang. Congratulations to each one of you and on the receipt of your doctoral degree today. And I'd now like to invite Adam Kolkiewicz from the Faculty of Math to address our gathering.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I am very happy to share the excitement of your graduation day. Congratulations on your well-deserved success. Many years of hard work filled with lines of mathematical proofs and computer coding finally culminated in this grand achievement, which shows that you are brilliant, ambitious, and persistent. Grow your passion for mathematics, computer science, and statistics. Keep up your good work and continue to strive. Nothing can stop you now. Wishing that brightest opportunities come your way. Happy graduation. Now it's my pleasure to read names of doctoral graduates in the Faculty of Mathematics. Mohamed Ali Hedi, Nabiha Asgar, Leon Ivory, Thomas Berry, Radger Theodor Campbell, Arnaud Carignan Dugas, Zachary Kramer, Hengxin Cui, Sylvie Davis, Jamie De Jong, Mohammad Sajjad Edaratzadeh, Mingyu Fan, Amira Jenai, Christian Gorenflo, Hongdi Huan, Priyank Jaini, Fyodor Kazamiaka, Yinan Li, Yoon Lin, Abdulmajid Osumanu, Moraya Perot, Marianna Rappaport, Abdullah Rashwan, Janelle Resh, Bahareh Sarafsadeh, Stefan Sremak, Zhaoyang Tian, Alex Williams, Xiaobai Zhu. So congratulations, all doctoral graduates in the Faculty of Mathematics. And now it's my pleasure to turn over to my colleague, Dr. Sean Wetting, Associate Dean, Graduate Studies in the Faculty of Science.
Thank you very much, Adam. Graduates, it's my privilege today to be able to celebrate your success with you. Who could have imagined at the beginning of March the changes that we would see over a very short few months that required some of you to adapt to very new ways of engaging in research, of engaging in your PhD defenses. And yet the same challenges that this pandemic has presented to us is opening up new avenues of research. We have researchers in the Faculty of Science who are studying new vaccines for COVID-19, new methods of detection for COVID-19, and some of you may even be engaged in that research. You very much understand the hard work and dedication that it takes to achieve a PhD. And I want you to be proud of your success today, because we all are. It's my privilege now to read the names of the 65 PhD recipients from the Faculty of Science. Arash Ahmadi, Fahad Al-Zahrani, Kevin Bishop, Haley Boswell, Jody Danielle Simon, Hane Farkonde Borazjani, Job Feldbruge, Lucia Gomez Cordova, Nyasha Gondora, Hawa Gemafi, Parisa Jafarzadeh, Abir Khaled, Braden Kraut, Mohana Kupaswamy Parthasarathi, Larasati, Piers Lilystone, Michael Mansfield, Igor Markelov, Alana McKenney King, Miriam Merkamali, Amir Moezi, Alina Muskalu, Lokesh Narasnani, Nardo Nava Rodriguez, Marvelous Onuma Kalu, Deep Patel, Gokul Pulagura, Jesse Rice, Rohit Saraf, Sergio Salmani, Shauna Semple, Yizhuan Shi, Barak Shoshani, David Svoboda, Kyle Traynor, Taylor Urquhart, Alana Wang, Chunchi Wei, Kyle Willick, Owen Woody, Penghui Yin. Congratulations to our new doctors. It's now my pleasure to turn the ceremony back over to Professor Jeff Casello.
Sean, thank you very much. And thank you, colleagues, for recognizing our exceptional doctoral graduates. I hope, like I did, you enjoyed hearing your name called and celebrating with those who supported you, your exceptional accomplishments. It's now my pleasure to bring Harrison Oakes to address the celebration. Harrison is an exceptional interdisciplinary scholar from psychology. His research explores difficult concepts about identity, morality, and reasoning. Harrison, or should I say Dr. Oakes, has been awarded a Vanier Scholarship that recognizes not only his academic excellence, but also his leadership. He is the university's 2020 recipient of the Governor General Gold Medal Award winner, the highest honor that we can bestow on any graduate student. So Harrison, it is my pleasure to invite you to address this celebration. Harrison?
Thank you, Jeff. I am tremendously honored to have been selected as this year's recipient of the Governor General's Gold Medal and to have the opportunity to address all of you today. I would like to start by welcoming our President and Vice Chancellor, Feridun Hamdalapur, Provost James Rush, the Associate Deans, my fellow doctoral graduates, and our supervisors, family, and friends to this virtual celebration. Your presence here is deeply appreciated. What are you willing to die for? My brother Steve had a way of asking these intense questions that cut through the fluff and got straight to the heart of the matter. Steve was the senior pastor of a large church in Mexico and the founder of an online ministry that reached into countries around the world. He brought a sense of urgency, purpose, and intention into everything that he did. Steve was incredibly driven and equally ambitious. He wanted his life to have meaning and to make a positive impact on the world around him. It got him into trouble sometimes. People didn't always appreciate the way that he pushed them to be their absolute best self and to always bring their A game to the table. But he was tremendously successful and influential as a leader. and he managed to accomplish many things that people believed were downright impossible. Tragically, Steve was killed in a plane crash last summer. He was only 33 years old. After his death, people suddenly saw his approach to life in a new light. He had been the senior pastor of his church for only 3 years, but in that short time, he had made a tremendous impact not only on his local community, but around the world. Steve believed that if you knew what you were willing to die for, then you would know what you were really ready to live for. And for him, it was his ministry. And because he knew exactly what he was living for, my brother's life lives on in the massive legacy that he left behind. We're gathered here online to celebrate the tremendous achievement of completing our PhDs. This accomplishment marks a massive milestone in our lives, and it's taken each one of us many years of dedication and hard work and perseverance through numerous obstacles to make it here. So for that, I congratulate each and every one of you. As we celebrate the fruits of our labor, I'm also mindful of the future ahead of us. None of us knows exactly what it will bring, and the last few months have shown us that anything can happen. But I have no doubt in my mind, first, that all of us want to succeed, and second, that all of us are equipped to do so. Our presence here as newly minted doctors is a testament to that ability. But I want us to question what it really means to achieve true success. If you've spent any time studying the definition of success, you've probably realized that every person who weighs in on it has a slightly different answer. And from a statistical perspective, that kind of heterogeneity can wreak havoc on an analysis. But from an interpretive analytic perspective, that heterogeneity tells us something really important, and that is that success is inherently personal. Your success is most likely going to look different from my success. And that is both the beauty and the frustration of defining success. The definition is ultimately up to you. At the same time, the world around us is more than ready to tell us what our success should look like. A quick look at culture tells us that success is made up of things like wealth, prestige, fame, and power. And while there's nothing inherently wrong with any of those things, they are not the epitome of success for every person. True success is up to us to define. But if we don't know what the definition of our success is, we run the risk of living our lives chasing after dreams that someone else has defined for us. We may very well achieve them, and we might even go on to accomplish great things in the process. But achieving success that someone else has defined for you is like climbing a mountain, and when you get to the top, looking out and seeing that the mountain you were meant to climb is off in the distance. So how do we figure out which mountain we were meant to climb? Early in my undergrad, I had a unique opportunity to chat with one of the top scholars in my field. I asked her how I would know what I should devote my career to researching. She looked at me and she said, "Pay attention to your gut. Take notice of the things that you encounter in your life that light a fire inside of you and that get you going. Those are the things that you're passionate about, and those are the things that you should research." She further explained that it was my passion that would sustain me through those long nights of grad school when my research wasn't working, when I felt like a failure, and when I was wrestling with existential angst. And let's be honest, I wrestled with existential angst throughout my entire PhD. But I took her advice, and it has made all the difference in my life. Following my passions led me straight to my mountain. And I believe that when you know what you're passionate about and what truly matters to you, then you have the necessary ingredients to define what success looks like for you. What better time than this to articulate or re-articulate that definition? We've reached the end of this journey and successfully obtained our PhDs. As we close this chapter of our lives, we open a new one, and the pages are unwritten and full of opportunity. We are each the authors of our own story. We can take it in any direction we want. But wouldn't it be great if each of us took the time to pause and ask ourselves what true success really looks like for us? Wouldn't it be fantastic if all of us headed into the world with a crystal clear understanding of what we're living for? Think of the potential impact that each of us could make on the world if we lived our lives with that kind of conviction. The world we're entering is broken in so many ways. It is literally begging us to bring our skills, training, and expertise to bear on any of the numerous issues at hand. Whether it's recovering from the multifaceted devastation of COVID-19, addressing systemic racism, and ending the marginalization of Indigenous peoples and people of color, or prioritizing the future sustainability of our planet over the accrual of wealth by a select few. Regardless of the issue, the world needs us, and it needs us to commit to being the absolute best that we can be, to live our lives urgently, with purpose and intention, and to change the world around us to be better than we found it. My brother embodied all of these commitments, and in a very short time, he filled thousands of people's lives with hope. But he was only one person, and we are many. How much greater, then, is our potential as a collective to impact the world for good? If each of us commits to being our best possible self, to always bringing our A game, how much more might we accomplish in the short time that we are given? So I ask you, what are you willing to die for? If you can answer that question with a concrete, specific answer, you will know beyond a doubt what you are truly ready to live for, and you will be unstoppable. So go out into the world and live each day as though it were your last. Build your legacy with intention so that when your time on earth is done, people will say that the world became a better place because you were in it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Harrison. That's an absolutely inspirational address to your fellow convocants. There's a couple of points that really resonated, especially with me, the issues of the existential angst that we all felt. I think all of us here today can certainly resonate with that. But certainly your sharing of the personal challenges that you've experienced and that you, with the loss of your brother, and the way that that transformed your thinking and energizes you to be the very best that you can be, that's exceptional, Harrison, and it's a message that I'll certainly remember. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Jeff.
So I'll remind our guest today that we had asked for memories and evidence of how your journey through our PhD program was supported. And we got such an influx of photos, memories, thoughts. We couldn't simply do them justice in one video. So now it's my absolute pleasure to present to you the second half of those memories and thoughts that were submitted to us. So again, graduates, loved ones, supporters, please enjoy. Again, another exceptional video that reflects all of the contributions, you as scholars, your support systems, and the world that has benefited from your research. This brings us to the close of our celebration today. I want to thank our President and Vice Chancellor, Ferdinand Handelapper, our Provost, Jim Rush. I want to thank all of my colleagues, Associate Deans, Graduate Studies from across the faculties. I also want to thank my team in Graduate Studies and Postdoctoral Affairs and the IST folks for making this event possible. I do have the opportunity to wrap up with just 3 things, if I can. First, I'd like to ask a favor of our graduates. As you go off into the world and do exceptional things, which we have no doubt that you will, if you can, share the story of what happened for you and with you at the University of Waterloo. Share how the university has supported you. Share how your relationship was with your supervisor. Share the opportunities that were provided, and share the interactions that you've had with your fellow students. You are part of our community, and you are part of our ever-expanding community. And it's incredibly important that we celebrate all of us. You are now joining 200,000 or more alumni, and we want to make sure that we are all connected in sharing the benefits of our Waterloo degrees. The promise I have for you today, the commitment I have, is that our commitment to you doesn't end today. In fact, it just begins. This alumni network that I've just described remains available to you, and in fact, we couldn't be happier to be part of your continued success. If we can support you in any way, if we can aid in your continuing academics, if we can aid in your professional development, if you need support as you move personally through your life's journey, the university remains here for you. And we couldn't be more excited for us to remain in contact, keep in touch, and to be celebrating all of the things that you will accomplish as you move forward in your lives. And the third thing I have for you today is a challenge. As we've heard throughout the day today, the world is a difficult place at the moment. There are issues of health, of well-being, of racism, of so many challenges that we are experiencing. And the group that's with us today, the graduates, your support staff, your support families, everyone together, we have an opportunity to affect tremendous change. And so my challenge to you is the one that we heard from the president, from the provost, and from Harrison. It's our commitment and it's our responsibility, given the gifts that we've been given, to make the world a better place. And we're certain with your Waterloo background and with the support networks that you have, you're well prepared to do so. My challenge for you is to see this through. As I close today, I want to thank you again for participating. I want to thank you again for choosing Waterloo. I want to thank you again for the contributions that you've made and that you will make. It's my absolute pleasure to have been part of today's experience, and I wish you well as you move forward. Congratulations once again, graduates. Be well and be successful.